A big thing has happened in our world. Gang, thanks for tuning in. My name's Erik Hatch with Hatch Realty and Hatch Coaching, hubbed and based in Fargo, North Dakota. And we just recently made a move to Real Brokerage. We've been independent for the last 7.5 years. I used to be with a national franchise, and then I went independent. And then I've been independent for a really long time. And I never thought I'd leave. I never thought I'd make a change. I never thought I'd make a move. And realistically, I wasn't ever going to until I saw what I saw. And my gosh, my heart went pitter patter. And I said, this is something as a big win in a lot of different ways. The title of our time here today is along the lines of exploring why in the world have we as Hatch Realty chosen to join Real. It's probably not what you think. It's probably not what you're expecting, but why did our super cool, highly producing independent brokerage choose to go to Real? And I'll tell you why people think I went to Real. It's fun to get the assumptions out there. So let's just pop that right away. Why in the world do people think that I went to Real? Nationally, and those of you watching are probably a part of our network in one way, shape, or form around the United States and Canada. I think that people have the assumption that we joined because it's the next EXP. Let me explain EXP to you because I am a big fan of what they've done. Holy cow, they have just adjusted and changed a little bit of everything. But EXP, a national brokerage, as the time I filmed this, they've gone from a couple hundred agents to 60,000 agents nationally. And I think that the big allure and draw for EXP is that it is an opportunity to earn some revenue share and some recruitment bucks. And so people are saying like, hey, I bet you're going to recruit. And I'm not. I'm just not, which is why I want to pop that bubble. Is like, do I think I'll help to attract people? Yeah. Am I excited about doing that? Yeah, but it's not the reason why I'm going. It's also it's also not this pursuance of what you think it is. See, I'm going to break this down over the next little while for you, but my heart is the heart of a servant, and I want to give and serve in as many ways possible. And I have this responsibility and this opportunity to do that on a really big level. And for me, that's why I'm going, is this is a chance to serve. And I'm going to explain to you in great detail on that. Want to know the number one question I get after people say, Erik, why are you going, or why did you go to Real? The number one question I get after that is, why not EXP? And I want to name that. I want to talk about that because it's an important thing. I have mad love, mad respect for EXP. I think it's a brilliant company. In fact, Real's model is really similar to it. It is a cloud-based model that has opportunities for large networking, increased technology for our consumers and our agents, better communication through that technology. And then it's an opportunity to attract people, recruit people, and benefit from, like any good old-fashioned multi-level marketing company, benefit from the things that come from that stock and revenue share. But why not EXP? I mean, it's a really good question. I'm a praying man, and I made the decision about 3 years ago. I have been recruited dozens, if not hundreds of times by people, friends around the industry, who tried to get me over to EXP. And I pray about my decisions, and it never felt right in my gut. I'd love to give you a more profound answer than that, because EXP, man, to see what happened with their stock and to see how much they've won and to see how many opportunities it's created for agents, I'm like, that's a really great model. And I've always loved the model, but the execution has never felt right in my gut. Like I've never felt like that's my tribe. That's the place that I want to go and invest in. And I trust my gut. I trust my prayers. And then sure enough, it was March of 2021. And I had been thinking, dreaming like, man, did I miss the boat? Was there an opportunity there? Is that where I'm supposed to go? Because I know the opportunity that could afford my team members. I know that the opportunity that could afford my family if we had made the move. I'm like, I might have missed it. But we said, I bet there's going to be something that's a similar model. And for us, we love the model, but the execution for us is what's really important. And sure enough, we stumbled upon a company called Real. Real, as I record this, has about 2,700 people in their network. It's not huge. It's on its way up. It's really exciting. I don't like going where everybody else goes. If everybody goes left, I want to go right. If everybody goes right, I want to go left. Like that for me is so important, is to not just follow the crowd, but to seek out opportunity that is afforded to us in the road less traveled. Now, I, of course, have a fiduciary responsibility with that to not make irresponsible choices for my team. And frankly, I didn't make this decision. My team made this decision. Certainly, everybody had different opinions, and I'm the final decision maker, but we are a place in which everybody has a seat at the table. And for me, that's really opportunistic, is to say Real has proven to be culturally the right fit. The values of work hard and be kind are really exceptional. The model is really great, and I'm going to break that down for you here in just a moment. But I saw this as an opportunity to win for my team. So before I go, I want to explain to you about Hatch Realty and Hatch Coaching. Some of you have followed a lot of our stuff, or maybe you're even on our team and you're watching this. Nice to see you, the folks that are watching live, those that are watching the recording. I hope this ages well. Nonetheless, I will share with you about Hatch Realty and Hatch Coaching. I started Hatch Realty in 2014, and I was massively in production. I was doing about 150 deals myself annually. My team did 411 that first year in 2014. Then my daughter was born and I got out of production, and I all of a sudden shifted my energy to leading the company and being a true CEO rather than being in production. Because a lot of us wear a couple different hats, right? We're the lead producer, but we're also the lead decision maker. And when you are doing two jobs, it's really hard to do it exceptionally well unless you have great talent around you. And we really evolved our ecosystem in Hatch Realty over the last number of years. And since we opened in 2014, we've sold over 5,000 houses in the last 7.5 years. That's really fun. We, at the end of this year, will sell between 1,000 and 1,100 homes, our first year of breaking 1,000 transactions. It's really super great. Our team, we're in 4 other markets besides Fargo. So we've expanded to 4 other markets. Those markets do anywhere from 10 to 60 or 70 transactions each. And so they're up and coming. We have an amazing leadership team, and I work in that business a day and a half a week. I'm able to do so because of the great talent that we have around us. And our team in total is the mid 50s for headcount. It's a pretty awesome place to be. 5 or 6 years ago, I forget when it even was, myself and Rachel Johnson and Robbie Trefethrin opened up Hatch Coaching because we had a nice high demand for our services. People saw what we were doing with leadership and with agent success and team structure, and then they saw what we were doing with ISAs and lead conversion. That's Robbie's area of expertise, and so we just started offering that as a service. And now Hatch Coaching has over 500 users at any given time using some products or some coaching or some training that we do. And so that's how this all came to be. We were highly successful on our own, but really we saw Real as a strategic opportunity to help all those things grow, especially Hatch Realty. And I want to share with you why we chose Real. Real has these amazing leaders. And for me, leadership matters almost more than anything. Like, you can have the right model and the wrong leadership, and it's not going to be for me, but you can have the right leadership and the wrong model, and you'll find a way. I bet on people every time. Tamir Poleg, the CEO of Real, is a man that I can now call a good friend. And when I explored this journey, Robbie and myself went out to New York City, and we met with Tamir. We met with his board, and we met with his C-level executives, and we wanted to inspect what we expected. And at every turn, I found people that were deeply invested into elevating the client and the team member experience. It was unbelievable. This was conversation upon conversation about not how are we going to get rich quick, but instead it was how can we bring exceedingly high value to those that we are with? Again, our agents and our clients. How can we increase communication? How can we make lives easier? How can we help create wealth for other people? And when I heard that as the core of the conversation, I said, you're my people. I said, this is where I am going to thrive. And this is what is of my heart as well, right? I said, I'm dedicated to service and it's what I want to do on an exceedingly high level. Don't get me wrong. I want wealth and I want riches, but I'd rather have great relationships and take great care of people. And the byproduct of those things are wealth and riches. See, we found that in Real. And when we met with the board and when we met with the C-level executives, we heard time after time again that these people were searching for culture and they knew the model that worked. It was a really awesome opportunity. I thought, Erik, you have this fiduciary responsibility. Like, you're the CEO, you need to be ahead of the game. You need to provide opportunities for your team even before they think they know them. And I have seen, both as a coach and a team leader for the last decade, how many people are terrible with their money. They're bad at planning. They're bad at setting themselves up for financial futures. And this strategic move with Real is a big one. I'll take my wife as an example. My wife teaches elementary school. She taught first grade for 15 years, just moved to third grade this year. And she has maxed out her 403B. 401ks, 403Bs, kind of the same thing. She has maxed that out since she started teaching 16 years ago. It's just cash that's taken from her paycheck, and she sets it aside to say, I need to plan for my future because I don't know what my future holds, but I know that retirement is eventually inevitable, and she doesn't want to teach for the rest of her life. Don't you think we should be doing that for our agents as well? And yet most of us are in ecosystems that we can't provide that. We can't provide that kind of futuristic planning for them. And frankly, they don't even know that they need it because they're just chasing that next transaction, trying to stay afloat, trying to do good in their world. But I have a responsibility as a rainmaker and a team leader and a coach to provide those opportunities to the people I have the privilege of leading, and to say, hey, you don't even think you need this, but you really do. When I was 21 years old, my mom passed away. And I grew up with one foot in the welfare bucket. My dad was never around. So I was my mom, my sister, and me for forever. And when my mom died, I hadn't been racking up student loans. I had a car payment. I was working 30 hours a week on top of taking a bunch of credits and hyper involved in my college. And I inherited some money from my mom. I was able to get enough money to pay off my car and to pay off my student loans. And I got a fresh start because Betty Hatch, who was a secretary, tucked away a little bit of cash and said, I need to plan for my future to make sure that the people that I really love are really well taken care of. Now, I didn't get money, or I didn't get enough money to change the world, but I got enough money to change my world. To eliminate that debt that I had been accruing, even at the age of 21, I got to press restart, and I didn't have to live broke. I went and invested some that I've tucked away into IRAs and into life insurance policies, and the rest I used to probably buy clothes and stuff, right? I just wonder. I wonder if we're doing enough to set ourselves up for a strong future and to take care of our kids and our family. Chances are we can do more. And I found that opportunity at Real. In fact, for my agents, I've learned that lesson early on when I was 21 years old. But my agents hopefully don't have to learn that lesson for a long time. So I have the opportunity and the responsibility to help set them up for a really opportunistic future. Because right now, if you're not with Real or if you're not with another similar company, you get paid one way and you get paid a commission on the transaction. When you're at Real, you get paid the commission. You get paid stock when you cap. You get an opportunity to invest in a stock purchase plan, an SPP. You down with SPP? Yeah, you know me. You get an opportunity to invest in the stock purchase plan, meaning that you buy stock from your commission and they will gift you with bonus shares. That's that like 401k stuff I was talking about. That's the planning for the future things that I'm talking about. And then you also get elite agent perks if you're a really high producing agent and you pay in all your fees and your dues, which are exceedingly low at Real, but you pay all those in and all of a sudden you kind of get like all that back in stock. I mean, it's like, we all look to say, how does a company like this make money? And they make money because not everybody unlocks all their tiers and because they collect some transaction fees. But realistically, you can get paid 4 ways when you join Real. And I saw that as an opportunity to set up the future for my agents. Now, if you choose to attract or you choose to recruit and somebody names you as their sponsor, or they name the sponsor, and like you get 5 tiers of awesome depth at Real, you earn stock and you earn revenue share off those that name you as their sponsor. And so those people that want to play the multi-level marketing game and they want to be an attractant and they want to talk about it, even if you don't want to do it, but you let people know who you are, what you do, there's a good chance you're going to get named by some people. And all of a sudden, my agents and my ecosystem can create this kind of passive wealth. See, real estate sales is a hustle, and you're chasing it all the time. If you do a strategic move by having somebody attracted to Real through you, that pays you for forever, so long as they're there. Kind of a cool opportunity, right? A little bit of mailbox money. And for me, ultimately, I chose Real not because of just those financial opportunities that are there, but I chose it because of the values of work hard and be kind. Now, here's the weird thing about this is that I actually think that this move is like an invisible move. It's not as though our whole ecosystem has changed. And my team was so afraid, and I was so afraid that this move was going to be a dramatic culture shift with what we're doing, that it was going to disrupt everything. Now, if it wasn't for the real estate commission's rules of us needing to brand ourselves and putting the brokered by Real on our logo, the public wouldn't be impacted in any sort of way. Like, we have to advertise who our broker is, right? We have to make sure that that's included in all of our advertising, no matter what state or province you're in. But the only thing that changes is addition, not subtraction. We're not forced into this ecosystem that has us have to change and evolve and shift the way in which we run. There's new technology that we use. There's new streamlined processes that we benefit from. And there's new systems that maybe we haven't yet adopted, but we'll have to adopt. The change happens once, but we get to be us. Ooh, that is really tempting. We don't have somebody as a national brokerage saying to us what we can and can't do. What they're saying is follow the rules of your real estate commission. Like, if you're coloring within those lines, we're not too worried, because you as the agent are in charge. You're the top of the food chain. I think that's super important. Now, if you're watching this and you've already moved to Real, or you're at EXP and you understand the model, that's all fine, well, and good. But I need to talk to the people that aren't at this place yet. Maybe you're independent. Maybe you're with another national brokerage. Can we all agree on something? Can we all agree that the game has changed? That real estate in the last 24 months especially has changed? COVID accelerated it, but we recognize that technology and cloud-based brokerages aren't going away anytime soon. I oftentimes say that EXP moved the cheese, right? They adjusted the game, they moved the goal. And if I want to stay relevant for my agents, I need to be able to offer them some revenue share opportunities. And I want to be able to offer them some stock building opportunities. See, they get a chance to create wealth through my strategic move and their strategic move to come along with us. But the game has changed. I lost an agent back in March. I hadn't shared with our ecosystem that we were looking to make this move, and I lost an agent to EXP. And she said, yeah, I want a different split, because she was doing a lot of Sphere business. I want a different split, and I love the opportunity to earn stock. Well, guess what happens is now that Hatch Realty is a part of Real, somebody can choose to be a part of Hatch Realty right here, right? Super inclusive, hard to get into, exclusive for who's shown in, tons of leverage, tons of support, tons of marketing, all those great things that you need. That's on one end. On the other end, you have Real, super independent. You get to brand yourself as you'd like. You just have to use their name. You call the shots, and there's now these ecosystems. And oftentimes folks here want to be over here, but how can I keep that person in my world, and how can I benefit from them? And it's if I allow this person here to have the opportunity to go here and maybe not work for me anymore, but work with me. See, I get one or two people a month calling me, emailing me, reaching out to us saying, Erik, I want to sell real estate and I want to be in your world. How do I do it? And I've had to refer them to every company in town except for the one that I have part of a stake in, because Hatch Realty is a teamerage. Now I get an opportunity to take those folks who have maybe said, Erik, I want to work with you, but not for you. Or Erik, I just want to sell real estate at a great brokerage. How do I do so? And I have a spot for them. And it's such a cool opportunity now that has opened up my ecosystem. Frankly, the game has changed. Yes, the rules of the game have changed, but now I get to be able to influence and have other people influence me on a bigger level, locally and nationally. I love that. Now, I have a good friend. He and I went on this journey together. He hasn't made a move yet. I'm still hoping and praying that he does and joins us at Real, but if not, it's okay as well. And the question that he asked me every single time is, how is this good for our clients? And I got to challenge you and say, if you are looking to make a move, if you're looking to find that right brokerage, if you want to figure out what is best for you, the conversation has to be, how do I win? But the conversation also has to be, how do my clients win? How do my agents win? How does my client win? And I think that Real has done a really great job. That's, again, why I fell in love with them, is their culture has been about improving the client experience and making sure that that is at the forefront of what we do and why we do it. I'm not sure that's shared across all companies in this industry, where they are relentless on improving the client experience, making sure that they are getting every last opportunity to grow and to go. It's not always all about revenue share, and it's not always about stock. For me, it's about the client experience. And that's what I'm pursuing, is a really high level of a positive client experience. Now, it's got to be great for the clients. Yes. Also has to be great for my team members. And how can this be great for my team members? I've done the math, okay? You have a couple options, and here's the numbers of Real, as you need to know. If you are a solo agent or you're the rainmaker, you're going to pay a $12,000 cap to Real. It's on an 85-15 split, and you will cap at $12,000. After you've capped, they'll start collecting some transaction fees. You can even cap on your transaction fees as well. And so as you do that, you'll be cash in, because everybody has to pay their brokerage, right? You're either paying some fees or you're paying a transaction fee, or on a per deal basis. I'll tell you this, the fees of Real are really hard to compete with if you're any other brokerage. On top of that, there's no monthly fee. You just pay $149 one-time onboarding fee, and then you pay $500 a year from your first 2 transactions if you do sell. And obviously, we need people to sell homes in order for any ecosystem to work. So that model in and of itself has simple math. I can choose to purchase a plethora of stock through the stock purchase plan, in which I'll get bonus shares rewarded to me, plus the stock I get from capping, plus the stock I can get from attracting, plus the revenue share I can get. And if I'm a solo agent, does this make sense to me? And when you look at it, if the stock doesn't perform, if the stock stays the same, it's going to cost you this much money, a little itty bitty bit. Even for my team members, I had to say to them, hey, it's going to cost you this much money, a little itty bitty bit. But then we said, what if this stock performs? And what if this stock hits? I watched EXP stock go 40x on itself over the last few years, over a 40-time increase in value. And I don't think Reals is going to, I mean, it'd be super cool if it went 40x, but I think it's on the upside. We call this an asymmetrical investment. The best example I can give of an asymmetrical investment is Bitcoin. Back in 2011, if you would have bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, today, as I record this, that would be worth over $100 million. That's like way over my head. That's like stupid money. You know what I mean? Like, that is so ridiculous. And I am not promising or saying or even expecting Reals to do that kind of performance. But it's a small little investment of aligning yourself with a new tool called Real Broker. And can that get big? As I record this today, the stock is $1.96 right before I looked at this in US dollars. What happens to the team members in my world if that goes to $10 or $20 or $30 or $40? What kind of financial future am I setting them up for? Because they can, again, make money on commission and stock when capping and the stock purchase plan and the elite agent opportunities. Like, this has to be good for my team members. And for my team members, it's a small little investment with a huge upside. That asymmetrical investment makes me say this is unbelievable. In addition to that, let's be honest for a moment. Those of you that have teams, it's hard to be a prophet in your own land. Oftentimes our teams look at us like, oh, that's just dad, that's just mom. They don't know what they're talking about. Mom or dad's cool friend comes in and says the exact same thing, and the kid's like, oh, that's a great idea. Real is hanging out with a bunch of cool friends of you that comes in and they say the same thing that you're probably saying, and it helps to impact your ecosystem because now you're in a network of people, and your team members, your kids are much more likely to hear that from somebody else than they oftentimes are from you, because they think you have an agenda. They think that this is about you winning. And of course, your win has to be a part of that, but make sure that you allow yourself to dive into the real ecosystem and build relationships and watch your agents grow. Now, I have a fiduciary responsibility. I said that earlier, but I have a fiduciary responsibility to help my agents win. And they didn't know they needed this. As I record this, we've been with Real for 7 days, so it's obviously way too early to tell. But if my gut is right, if my experience of watching what's happened with other companies is right, the game has changed and will stay more relevant. Our agents will win because we're helping them to create wealth and have a network of people that they can invest in. Like, how do you pass up that opportunity? I wrestled for 3 years saying, man, was this my missed opportunity? It never felt right. And if Real doesn't feel right, you shouldn't do it either. There's no reason whatsoever that you should do it. But I can't help but see how my clients win, and I can't help but see how my agents win. And sure enough, when those folks win, Zig Ziglar says you can have everything else, or you can have everything in life you want. Oh no, I'm butchering the quote. I'm going to come back to that. I'll call you guys at 2:30 in the morning when it comes back to me. But the crux of the quote that I seem to be stumbling on right now, here it is. Zig Ziglar says you can have everything in life you want if you help enough others get what they want. I'm not saying you have to have a servant heart, but I can tell you that I need everybody to win and not just me to win. But will I win in this? Financially, I've gone from having 0 fees paying somebody else to now paying Real. And we pay splits, we pay transaction fees, we pay all that. And then we look around to say, like, this is like cash out of pocket. When I look at the revenue share I get back and I look at the stock that I get back, even if it doesn't perform, I'm still investing dollars into the company. There's still that financial investment, but I'm not playing to win today. I'm okay taking 1 step back for 10 steps forward. If I lose on this, I go 1 step back. But if I win, I go 10 steps forward. I think it's better retention for my team members. And man, I think retention is one of the most undervalued, underutilized things in this entire industry is retention. I happen to have a coaching company, and this coaching company attracts some people. Some of you watching here have been fans of our friends of ours or followers of ours. A lot of F's there. French fries of ours. I don't know. I'm throwing out other F's. But we've had people in our ecosystem that have become really close compadres and companions in this. And I really like doing life with people who I know, like, and trust, and people that are like-minded, that we view the world and our teams in this real estate community in the same sort of way. So when my team wins, I win. When my retention stays, I stay. When I can build a network of people and help to shape the DNA and be ingrained in a culture like this, I think it's pretty special. I talked with Tamir early on and I said, Tamir, Real is a publicly traded company. The loud clanging cymbals are going to find their way in. They're going to recruit aggressively. They're going to spam people. They're going to build for real a really bad name. And I said, Tamir, how do we control that? Tamir's from Israel, from Tel Aviv, Israel. And he says that when you stand outside of like a food truck in Israel, everybody stands like 10 feet back. And when the person's done at the counter, everybody rushes to the front to try to be the next one. In the United States, everybody stands in line, right? You just form a line, and when it's your turn, you go up. And what Tamir said is, he said, however the culture acts will identify the actions of others. Saying that if I get in there, or Chelsea or Chris or Brent get in there, and they act as attractors and not recruiters, they act with kindness and making their clients win, and generosity and servanthood, if those are primary functions of the leaders and primary functions of those that went there first, the rest will fall in line. Now, some idiots will find their way, yes, but the rest will fall in line. Idiots is a little aggressive, but I digress nonetheless. I want to be clear with you that you get to help shape the culture if you join Real. And for me, that was a big attraction to me, because how do I win? That's the topic we're on, is how do I win? I get to be in a culture that I get to help shape. I get to be an influencer, and I get to get influenced at the same time by like-minded people. I don't know about you, but I love having a tribe. Of course, I have opportunities to attract people, right? Through a coaching platform, through a large real estate brokerage, I get the opportunity to attract people. And that idea of passive wealth, if you choose to take advantage of it, is a really, really big draw for me. I don't ever plan on trying to sell somebody, but I want to share with people how it's changed my life and how it's changed my perspective. And I shared with you, my wife, who's been a teacher now for 16 years, has thought about this. And when I first brought Real to her, she's the brake to my gas pedal. She is the no to my yes. She slows me down on everything, and it's kept me from running into some brick walls. When I told her about Real and the opportunities that we had within it, she started to cry. I'm like, oh crap, she doesn't want to do this. And my heart's really on it. Like, are we going to be at this point where we just struggle? And I make a really great living running my real estate team and my coaching company and flipping houses and all the aforementioned. And she feels like she still needs to work. She doesn't need to, but as a teacher, she feels like she still needs to work for benefits and for security, for stable income coming in. And when I told her about Real and she started to cry, I'm like, Emily, what's wrong? She said, I finally feel like I can stop working if I want to. I'm like, whoa. Like, we have the finances for her to stop working, but that's not enough security, because this is an inconsistent business, isn't it? And she saw the opportunity to have consistency with the dollars and the opportunities that come in from stock and rev share from attracting people and capping. She's still teaching right now. It's probably best for her to still teach. I don't know if we'd love each other if I was the first adult that she talked to at the end of the day. I mean, we'd still love each other, but a hug and a chokehold is just arm placement difference. You know what I mean? I think that Real is providing for my family security that we couldn't do on our own. So, what does this mean for you? I don't know where you're at with your journey. I don't know if this is something you're looking for. I don't know if you're just watching this webinar, this replay, just to kick tires and to learn a little bit more. But I just want to tell you, Real's been really great for me so far. It's so early on. I can't tell you of the opportunities it provides, but I see what it can provide, and I really love it. I'm super drawn to it because of the culture, the people, the connection, the community, the opportunities, and everybody wins in this. One step back, one little baby step back for 10, 20, 30 steps forward. If you're expecting me to pitch you right now, I'm not going to. If you're expecting me to try to do a hard close, I'm not going to. I just wanted to share with you my heart and share with you why I love this move and share with you why we went and took a large independent brokerage and joined Real. Our real estate team is the number 40 real estate team in the country based on the latest Real Trends results. This is like moving a cruise ship. It happens slowly. We've opened up now the states of North Dakota and Minnesota. It's been awesome. So no sell, no call to action. Just wanted to share with you my heart. You obviously know how to reach out to me if you want, but this has been really good. But if we can all agree on one thing, that the game has changed, the ecosystem has evolved, technology is rampant, and we have to do everything within our power to help our people win. If we can all agree on that, I think you'll find your way. With that, God bless you. Have a beautiful day. It's fun to be with you all. We are all done. I'm going to stop recording and I'll stick around if you have any questions. So thanks for tuning in.